Hello and welcome to the A&A Coffeehouse. Go ahead and have a seat wherever you like. Adam and Anthony will be with you shortly. While you wait, please enjoy a cup of our delicious coffee. As always, we have Colombian, cappuccino, espresso, and Americano. For our specials this week, we have the Iowa Caucus, Science Night, and Drafting Women. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and tune in.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the A&A Coffeehouse podcast. As always, I'm your host, Adam Kincaid. Sitting to my right is my co-host, Anthony DeFranco.
Konnichiwa.
Sitting somewhere else is our reoccurring guest host, Alvaro Gutierrez Valleres.
Buenas tardes.
Sitting directly across from me is our producer, Ariel Ayers.
Aloha.
And sitting to my left is a special guest, John Barrymore IV.
I'm not a part of this.
He deadpans.
All right. So, our first topic for today is the Iowa Caucus. It finally happened. Everyone has been talking about it for what seems like years, and it finally happened. Lots of people made a big hype about it. Lots of people were excited about it. They've been talking about it forever. Was it as exciting as we were led to believe?
I myself, being a political junkie, I thought it was exciting. Really, especially the whole part. Both sides. It was just amazing where everyone was expecting that Trump would win, right?
No.
On the Republican side, but then all of a sudden, Ted Cruz comes up, and then afterwards on the Democrats, people were like saying, "Oh, Bernie's going to get it. Bernie's going to get it," and they're saying Hillary's going to get it, and all of a sudden, all at once, it was like Hillary did get it, but by a small margin of a percentage point there, but of a point of a percentage point.
I agree and disagree with almost everything you just said.
Okay.
What was the final score? Start there.
Well, for the Republicans, for the last several weeks, everyone has been predicting a Ted Cruz victory. They were all suspecting that Cruz would win. They were thinking that he would probably beat Trump in Iowa.
By very little.
Yeah. And he did. So he beat Trump. A lot of the people are surprised by how... Okay, this is what Alvaro was just saying. A lot of people are saying it's very surprising that he beat Trump by so much. And the other half is saying, this is way less than we expected. This is a lot closer than we expected. So
I don't know
he
where that
beat
half
Trump
was
one way or the other.
before the caucus. Before the caucus, no one was saying that. After the fact, there's always a bunch of people who come out of the woodwork saying, yes, I've been saying this all along. But really, that's not what people have been hearing. Anywhere.
Mm-hmm. It just
At all.
proves that the major network polls are wrong. You shouldn't trust the polls, pretty much.
You see, the
Well,
polls...
that's Cruz's reading of it.
Well, see, the polls have been saying that Trump was going to win. None of the professionals, none of the experts thought he was.
Yeah.
The polls said Trump was ahead by, I think, 5 points, and then he lost by 4. Most of the experts were expecting Cruz to pull into a victory in Iowa.
But once again, these are the same experts who had been saying for months and months and months that Trump is going to disappear by now. And that Trump wasn't even going to make it until now. So, really, you see the polls have been wrong, and you see that the pollsters and the interpreters have also been wrong as many times.
Yeah. So, Ted Cruz won Iowa. No big surprise there. Trump came in a very close second. No big surprise there.
Very close second. He was closer to third than he was to first.
Correct. Because even closer, third place, only, I think, 1 point behind Trump. 1.2% behind Trump was...
That's Mark Rubio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rubio acted like he won, like he was number one.
Well, everyone is.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about how the two big winners of the night were Sanders and Rubio. That's what they're all saying, the two big victors. Because Trump and Cruz have both been up there all along. We knew they were both still going to be up there. Marco Rubio's hopes kind of relied on this. He had to get really, really close to them. Everyone knew he wasn't going to win first or second. His goal was to come in third and a close third. And he did. So he met his goals. Mm-hmm. Everything he had to do, he accomplished. So he wildly succeeded. So Marco Rubio is suddenly a contender, one of the big three in the Republican race.
Mm-hmm.
How about the Democrats?
Democrats. It was like a nail biter. I was sitting up all night just trying to figure out who, because Hillary still had the lead, right? Even when they started counting the votes immediately. And then when they were getting up to like about 90%, it was getting closer and closer, 90% of the count closer. And Hillary goes down to some percentage points. And then all of a sudden, you see Sanders go up a little bit. But Hillary's still making the lead, and it was like a horse race.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see because as someone had mentioned, the Iowa for the Republicans is not a very good predictor of who's going to win. Someone had said, congratulations on Cruz for winning the same caucus that gave us President Santorum and Huckabee. But for the Democrats, it has been a better predictor. Obama won in Iowa. So if Iowa stays as a predictor, this is going to be a close race.
Yeah. Definitely going to be a close race.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to go to the convention and have a brokered convention.
Well, I mean, already...
That'd be interesting.
Both parties, I think.
In Iowa, they're already talking about... I don't think the Republicans are going to have that problem. The Republicans will figure it out at some point.
Right now, what they lost... let's see, Huckabee left, Santorum left.
Yep. Perry
and,
left.
Rand Paul.
Oh, yeah. Barry left a long time ago.
Barry.
Rand Paul.
Who's Barry?
Rick Perry.
Oh, Rick Perry.
Barry
Okay.
Goldwater.
He's
not currently running.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Paul is who I was talking about, Rand Paul.
Zombie. He says a zombie, like zombie Goldwater.
But yeah, so they left. And that significantly shrinks the amount of contenders for the Republicans.
11 went to what? 7? 8?
Well, that math right there is 8.
8.
Did someone else leave?
Oh yeah, no. Wait, I keep on forgetting that Carlson's still in the race.
Yes. Carson.
Yes, but
We're going to talk more about Carson in a minute.
did you hear about what Ted Cruz and his people said?
Oh, we're going to get to that
But
in a minute.
this is
Don't get to
interesting
that
because
yet.
many of these
yes,
have been
absolutely.
the establishment figures. So it stands to reason that their votes are going to go to the establishment figure that has most chances of winning. So maybe we'll see Rubio benefit from this as well.
Well, the problem is Rubio is not establishment. Rubio is a member of the Tea Party.
Well, to a degree.
So right now, the outsiders, being listed as the outsiders, are Rubio, Cruz, and Trump.
Rubio was a
people being listed
protege.
as the insiders.
Rubio was a protege of Bush.
And
Jeb
yet
Bush,
Rubio is on every list of the outsiders. When they're all saying it's an outsiders versus insiders race, they are all listing outsiders as Trump, Cruz, and Rubio. The insiders are Bush, Kasich,
young
Christie.
and appealing to the Tea Party does not mean Tea Partier, and it does not mean outlier.
As far as the Republicans
he has been
are
a figure.
concerned.
As far as certain people there are concerned, not the Republicans. Let's shy away from blanket
Republican
statement.
National Convention, which is for all intents
Yes, the
and purposes
Republican Republican National Convention has not marked Rubio as an outsider because they don't do that. They're
The
doing
Republican National Convention listed him as one of the outsiders working for the Tea Party who we do not want. They rallied a bunch of senators together saying we need to try to get...
Let me see that
Kasich.
list. If the Republican National Convention
not a list,
openly said this, that would be a huge deal.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Then Trump
Some
would
people
be, yeah.
within the Republican National Convention have said this. Some people within the Senate have tried to do this because, as always, they're more in favor of one person than the other. That doesn't mean that Rubio is an outlier, has been an outlier, and has been doing crazy things. If he were a Tea Partier, he would not have been going across the aisle working on immigration, for instance. That is not a mark of the Tea Party.
Everyone agrees that he's not Tea Party on immigration. They keep saying he's Tea Party and good immigration.
Well, another mark of the Tea Party is not being that nuanced. If you are not with them on one thing, you are not with them, period. So
they wouldn't
he's
like
been
Trump, 'cause Trump's
he's been in
against him on
favor.
quite a few things.
Well, Trump is a bit of an outlier in the sense that he has nothing to do with anything we've seen in Republican
Yeah.
politics.
He has nothing to do with anything.
He has nothing to do with anything. He's absurd. But in the case of Rubio, we see a guy who's on economic issues aligns with the Tea Party, but you know what? So do many of the mainstream Republicans. On social matters, he aligns with the Tea Party. Well, so do many of the conservative and Christian right inside of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
His positions are not new. They're not significantly different towards the Tea Party.
Record.
Alright, so
You
Now that
do realize, by the way, that that's now going to sound like I said something, you ignored it and said I, so
Yeah.
we need a bit of a smoother segue there.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, who knows? In editing, it'll probably just go back to ice. So.
smooth segue.
But in any case, now he is presenting himself as the establishment candidate. Anyway, so
I don't know what we're talking about. I was like, what are we talking about? Alvaro's making music for us. So, now we are on to the problems with the results. Both sides are having...
kerfuffles.
Yeah. So the Republicans. Donald Trump is not handling losing well.
Yeah, he's accusing Ted Cruz for cheating and doing dirty stuff to take away votes from Carson and himself.
Yeah, he says that he stole the election, he committed fraud and illegal acts, and all these sorts of things. What is he saying exactly?
Well, he was saying that that Ted Cruz cheated. Mainly, he's saying he cheated because of his campaign misread something from CNN, which pretty much said that Carson.
Cruz. Yeah, Carson.
Yeah.
Ben Carson.
Yes.
Ben Carson, Dr. Carson, he is going to Florida, and he's not going to be in New Hampshire, right?
Which we're going to have to talk about
Yeah.
by itself in just a second.
And then, of course, the Ted Cruz campaign thought that, oh, that means he's dropping out of the race. And his campaign people were telling voters, oh, yeah, he dropped out. He dropped out. And then afterwards, everything, was all said and done. People voted. They're like, oops, we made a mistake.
Well, it was an email that Ted Cruz sent to all of his supporters saying to everyone, saying Ben Carson has dropped out of the race. All the Ben Carson supporters come support me instead.
Oh, wow.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
If someone drops out of the race, you want the people who were with him to be wooed by you.
Yeah. Problem is,
But
and
when they don't,
Yeah.
Well, and there are quite a few Ben Carson supporters coming out saying, I wanted to vote for Carson, but I was told he was out of the race by Cruz.
But
So there are quite a few of them coming forward saying that they did vote for Cruz because of this email, but they wanted to vote for Carson
But the
instead.
thing is, though, Trump is considering suing Cruz. But the thing is, couldn't Carson be suing Cruz for this? I mean, just for...
Carson has said that this is a shameless tactic, dirty politics. That is how Cruz won, and this election is no place for that kind of behavior.
Yeah. So, I think Cruz has a better case than Trump. Unless Trump...
Do you mean Carson?
Yeah, Carson has a better case than Trump.
Because if Carson wouldn't have won anyway.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's
theoretically
true.
possible
Yeah.
that it may have actually cost Trump the victory. Probably didn't, but it could have.
Yeah,
So Trump is the person who actually lost. You have to have some kind of hurt to sue.
I know.
Trump has a grievance. Carson doesn't.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
'cause
yeah,
he's
Carson
no
has
one
a
in the
direct
polls.
grievance. He has a direct grievance because it's his voters that were
Yeah, it was
taken
his
away.
voters, that
But
is
in any
true.
case, he really doesn't have a grievance. There was no malicious intent there. It was confusion.
Well, that depends
Which
who
was
you
very
listen to.
logical because, the press leapt to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
You say, I'm leaving, I'm going back to Florida. You don't think you're going for a change of clothes.
But again, this is who you...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's going for a
This
change
depends
of
on who you listen to, because Trump is saying Cruz has fact checkers, Cruz has people in Carson's camp. Cruz did not believe that. That's complete and utter bullshit. Cruz did this absolutely deliberately to commit fraud. That is what Trump is saying.
Last minute, caucus night. You read this, you immediately send out the email.
Oh no, I agree with that.
It's not. It's.
I'm just saying Trump.
You don't.
Trump
You don't
supporters
get. If you read,
do have a different story.
If you read a message that says, by the Carson campaign, by the way, saying we're going back to Florida, or Carson is going back to Florida
for a change of clothes.
You don't need to get a fact checker.
Why doesn't he bring clothes with him?
Why doesn't he buy clothes?
Yeah, he's really...
Iowa has clothes. New Hampshire has
because
clothes.
He's not a billionaire.
He's a brain surgeon. He at least...
He has a lot of money.
$1 million.
He has a lot of money.
He wants to be thrifty.
Plus, I'm pretty sure it is actually legal to use your multi-million-dollar campaign donations to keep yourself clothed. Not being the weird naked dude on stage. Yeah. Sounds like a pretty good use of campaign
Not
funds.
smelling bad when you shake people's hands.
Yeah. So
have the baby start crying when you kiss him.
So for some reason, Carson has gone back to Florida.
Ted Cruz performing with Ted Cruz and his daughter. Remember, he's trying to give that. There's like footage, video going around online where
he has a teenage daughter.
Yeah, he has a teenage daughter, and Cruz is trying to kiss his daughter on the cheek.
Oh, and she got all creeped out and was like,
"Yeah," he's like, right in front of the cameras.
As some teenage daughters will. I mean, really, that's just making hay out of anything.
Moving on.
Okay. Topic number two.
No! Topic number 2.
Topic number 2.
There we go. Topic number 2.
If we say topic number 2 one more time,
Science.
I swear.
2.
Science. It's a thing. Science had a very big week of announcements. None of this stuff actually happened this week. It was just announced this week.
They announced the creation of a new ocean.
2 new oceans. We now have a new ocean in outer space. We have a new ocean underneath us. We now have potential life on Mars. We have a jetpack planet, moon.
We found out life is in the mantles.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the underground ocean.
Oh.
So let's begin with that
Sweet.
one. Because I found out because John told me this morning.
Wait,
John
so
walked into my room and told me about lava monsters.
Wasn't there a movie like by Jules Verne about this?
Yes.
You mean Journey to the Center of the
Yeah,
Earth
that was
movie?
it. Yeah.
Yes.
The original or the horrible remake?
Check
the
out
original.
the original.
he means the
you.
book.
I mean, the remix is always great, right?
Yeah, everyone loves remakes.
The original one with Peter Cushing's in it, I believe. I think he played like the old man in it.
What?
Nobody knows who Peter Cushing is.
I know who Peter Cushing is. I have no idea who
Was
any
he
of the
in the
characters were in the
original one?
original. No idea. I couldn't tell you a single person.
Oh, okay.
Tim Burton made it like Johnny Depp.
The original?
Tim
Wasn't
Burton.
it
Oh,
made
yeah.
in, like
No, the remake.
60s?
I don't think so. I hope not.
No,
No.
Will Ferrell was in the remake.
Yeah.
Or The
Oh,
Rock or
There's
whatever.
no way in hell.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I hope you're continuing the joke there.
No, it's Will Ferrell.
No, it's literally either Will Ferrell or The Rock.
Oh, in the new one?
Will Ferrell is definitely one of the main characters in the new one.
In the new one,
Yeah.
it's The Rock. My sister watched this movie. I know.
No,
It's
Will
The
Ferrell's
Rock.
in Land of the Lost.
I haven't seen it.
Anyhow.
Yeah,
I've seen it. There's a scene where he does the peck thing that he does, and he plays ukulele and sings to children by a fire.
Yes. Anyway, back to the actual topic. We've all got distracted by movies. It was him.
Sorry.
So, again, this morning I came to school, and John came into my office, and John told me nothing. John typed in lava monsters and got a bunch of pictures of lava monsters on my computer, which then led to his reasoning because there will eventually be lava monsters in the underground ocean. There's an underground ocean. Science
Technically
has...
not underground in the Earth's mantle, but semantics.
That's underground. The mantle is under the ground.
All right.
But underground is
Just like
misleading.
China.
But Adam, that's a misleading way to say it. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't see that one at all.
No, because it makes you think that there's like an ocean, like in like some cavern beneath the surface.
There
of
is.
the Earth.
There's literally an ocean and a cavern beneath the surface of the Earth.
But it's not. Oh, you son of a bitch! It's not in the crust.
It's not in the crust. It's in the mantle.
So, I mean, is it dark in this crusty ocean?
Well, no one knows.
But it's
no one
not
has,
crusty.
No one
It's
has
not in
been
the
there.
crust.
No one has been there.
All they have confirmed is there may be life forms, like single-cell organisms, at this point.
Okay.
Living in an ocean 4,000 miles long, wide, in diameter, which makes it roughly the size of the Arctic Ocean.
Wow.
So we have that. Are we ever going to get to find out what is in this Arctic Ocean?
If we figure out how to get to the mantle and
Well,
explore.
I mean, there was a team way back when that actually tried to drill through the Earth's crust, failed, and there's a new team. I think they said like by 2024, they're going to go deeper
Yeah.
than anyone's ever gone.
Yeah, 2024.
And it's in some ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
Interestingly, do you guys know where the 3 deepest drilling wells are? The 3 deepest places we've ever gone, humanity has ever gone?
No, tell us, Professor.
I know that isn't it in the ocean? Is like the deepest we've gone in like a submarine. I don't know how deep.
I said
know.
drilling.
Oh, drilling.
The deepest we've gone is the ocean.
You're talking
Is it
about
oil
the-
drilling?
No.
Oh, I thought
All
that
three
it
of
was
them
going
are
to be.
science things.
I thought it was going
Are
to be
you
some sort
talking
of
about the
like backwards.
borehole that's covered up by cement and like thousands of miles down?
Possibly where?
You say it first.
Yeah.
See, the 3 deepest places we've ever gone. One of them is in Russia.
That's the one
The
I'm
Russians
talking
have
about.
gotten really, really deep. I mean, I think it's like 3 miles down. They've gotten really, really deep. The other one is somewhere else that I really wish I'd looked up, but I didn't. And the third one, the 3rd deepest ever, is Monterey fucking County, California.
Woo!
South Monterey County.
Like King City,
The Los Arbolos,
Los Baños.
the one down in South Monterey County. San Ardos, the San Ardos oil field.
Oh,
The San Ardos oil field has the 3rd deepest drilling well on the planet. It's right down here, and there's some weird mystery surrounding it that I read and didn't understand the mystery
Interesting.
because it was all sciencey.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I can't figure out what the like list and the hierarchy of how deep we've dug into the earth.
We will
It
post
just keeps
it
coming up with Russia.
on the show notes. Also, did you guys see they found arachnid fossil?
I hate you.
They found a. Did anyone see this?
Did
No,
they really?
because I don't look up anything
They
about
found
arachnids.
they found one of the oldest arachnid fossils we've ever found. It's a 99 million year old fossil of a daddy long-legs.
Oh.
And the most interesting part of it is that it has a massive erection.
Ew.
are you serious?
Yes, you can look it up. There's pictures.
There's
Why-
pictures of the erection?
Yes.
And this is from a legitimate
I don't want to look it up.
news site.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about ATT news.
Nope. Actual thing. It's a news story. They just found one of the oldest spider fossils that we have.
Not spider. Arachnid.
And
There's a
arachnid.
difference.
And it's a daddy long legs with an erection. And you can see pictures of it.
Okay, Alvaro, look for me so I don't accidentally see pictures of spiders. Push enter.
Alvaro's looking for the erection right now.
Something we don't often say.
So Alvaro,
But
type
when we
in
do.
erection and see what comes up.
No, what?
No,
You're gonna get some-
arachnid. Erection.
Are there pictures of
Look, he
spiders?
found it.
Just open the picture of the erection.
And it seems that they're kind enough on this particular site to point out the exact position of said penis.
Is there a picture?
And there's a close-up.
Is there a picture of of a spider, or am I good?
No, it's of a spider's Johnson.
Oh my god, it actually looks... What? Look at this.
Yeah,
Ew,
show
I
John.
hate
He
it.
hasn't seen the penis
I
yet.
hate it. It's in amber, so it looks real still.
I do not need to see one.
Ew.
I have mine. That's good enough.
Yeah, so.
On the other note, lady soldiers.
Yes, third topic, yes?
Moving on to topic number 3.
Topic number 3.
Good.
All right.
3.
No.
So, for our third topic.
Wait,
Third.
the third segment of this topic.
Oh, yeah,
totally
no. We're still on
skipped
topic number 2.
something.
We have one thing left. Topic number 2. Luxembourg has an interesting proposition.
To make it clear, Luxembourg is a country.
Yes. So
Hardly.
Luxembourg is a country in Europe that Alvaro doesn't believe in. Luxembourg, fairies, and Bigfoot make the same list. Luxembourg has an interesting
They're better than
proposition.
Liechtenstein.
Ariel, what is Luxembourg's proposition?
Well, they're wanting to drill, mine asteroids.
Yeah.
They're teaming up with Deep Space Industries.
All of this whole thing.
The difference is now they're getting private
There's actually
investment.
books about
Yes.
asteroid mining. The Seven
They're
Eves.
they're
The
now
difference is now they have
teaming up
private
with Deep
investment.
Space Industries, which I went to their website to look exactly who Deep Space Industries
Sounds
is.
like a porn.
So on their
It
website,
does. It does.
it is not a porn. At least they don't say it is, but let's find out. Deep Space Industries is an international asteroid mining company. Oh wait, they are a asteroid mining company. Oh my. With primary offices in Silicon Valley, California, of course, in Luxembourg City,
Of course.
and it just, of course, you know. Built on a philosophy of international cooperation, Deep Space Industries has assembled a world-leading team with unparalleled experience in asteroid geology, mining, spacecraft design, astrodynamics, and entrepreneurship.
Unparalleled experience in asteroid mining. Does that just mean experience in asteroid mining? No, it can't, because no one has ever mined an asteroid.
And it is a subsidiary company of the guys who sell you plots on the moon
Yes.
to get buried in.
Topic number 3.
The third topic.
3.
All right. We are going to be talking about a new law that we might have in the near future. A new rule, a new regulation, a new interpretation.
It's a law.
We'll find out.
It's a law.
Everyone knows about the selective service, especially if you're a boy. Males, when they turn 18, going on 100 years now, have had to sign up for selective service. You put your name in, give it to the U.S. government, and if we have a really bad war, the government feels that it needs more soldiers, they have a draft. And they do a lottery, they pick out the names of all the 18 through 26-year-old males, and the ones who get drawn go to war. Congratulations, you're a soldier now. We haven't used this since Vietnam. Before that, it was Korea, and then just going back into American history.
World War II, and then before that. No,
Yeah.
I don't know if we had it World War I, though.
I don't think so. No, because we didn't have enough.
We were there at the end of World War I.
But, so that's the draft. And it has always been men. Maybe not anymore. They are now currently discussing that it should be women. Females should have to register for the draft as well upon turning 18.
Women only. No. Oh, wait.
No. So, what do you think about that? Should we have women drafted? I mean, a lot of people don't think we should have men drafted.
First of all, let's talk about how irrelevant it is. The type of wars that exist now are increasingly specialized wars where you have special ops, people who have been training their whole lives, professional soldiers going in and doing very quick operations. Not massive wars between gigantic states. It's not the Second World War anymore.
It's not people just running at each other and
like
getting mowed down.
60% of the war is done behind a computer nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So
Why go in there with a grease gun?
So
when you can just fucking drop a
is
bomb?
frankly a stunt.
Yeah.
This
True.
is a stupid stunt to pass a really unnuanced understanding of what equality is. It's not something particularly interesting.
Fair. I agree in the unnuanced bit about it. It's not. I don't know. I do think that it's kind of irrelevant. I don't know why it's being made a big thing. I'm against the draft anyway, but I think that we just covered that a second ago. War isn't the same way as it's always been.
Well,
Why
okay,
have a draft?
So there's many elements of this. First element, what Ariel was just saying, the draft in general. Is the draft a good thing? Should we have the draft? Are you okay with being drafted into the war, whether you want to be or not? Should we have a draft?
No. Was that a question? Sorry.
So then what do we do when we don't have enough soldiers to go fight our wars?
Once
Except we
again,
just
irrelevant,
discussed.
because that's not the way wars work anymore.
The U.S. military disagrees. They say the draft is getting more and more serious. They've actually discussed the draft 3 times in the last decade.
I myself, it's personally, I am personally against the draft, but I think equality of men and women, because, I think Brittany, because isn't she pro-equality and equal rights and stuff too?
Yes.
She hates equality, absolutely.
I would probably say, plus even this is a victory for feminists too. Equality. Women want to be treated equally as men and things like that.
Well, actually, I mean, this is literally a victory for feminism right here. Because women have been trying to get into combat positions in the army for years.
Well, but that's
Can I
not
speak
what
as
this
a
is. No, you're not allowed.
You gotta speak as
the
a
men
man.
are talking
Ariel.
there.
Yes, you can. 1 second.
Thank you for allowing me to speak.
So women have been trying to get.
Did he just Ted Cruz you?
Yes,
Women
he did.
have been trying to get. Women have been trying to get
Daddy's
into
talking.
Women have been trying to get into combat
That's
roles in the
vomited.
military for over 20 years now, and the military keeps telling them no. Women aren't allowed in combat. Women were finally allowed in the military. Women were finally
That's not
allowed
what
in
this
other
is about.
units.
That's what I was gonna say.
This is exactly
the
what this is
draft
about.
is not about the ability of women to enter the military.
This
and
is
active combat
blatantly
roles.
what
No,
this
wait,
is
Alvaro,
about.
hold on.
This is
wait,
exactly
pause,
what
pause,
leads
pause.
into this.
Let him go into it, because I want to
So-
talk.
It's about forcing.
So,
one of the other.
well, that's the draft. You're talking about the draft now.
Yes,
We're
yes,
talking
we are.
about-
We're
Wait,
wait.
talking about the draft.
Can I
We're
please
talking
say
about whether
something?
women are forced to
Can I
be
say
in the
something?
draft.
Yes.
Yeah, we were.
I still haven't
I'm
finished my
talking-
sentence from like 20 minutes
It's a
ago.
Talking about the same thing you are.
subtopic.
Yes.
I'm talking about the same thing you're talking about. The reason that this is happening is because who did it, Adam? Who was
know what
in
you're
charge of
talking
this? Defense Secretary Ash Carter announced on December 3rd, 2015, the Department of Defense will lift gender-based restrictions on military service starting in January. In response, Armed Services Committee Chairman Representative Mac Thornberry of Texas, Republican, and Senator John McCain, Republican, Arizona, issued a joint statement on December 3rd, 2015, saying Congress has a 30-day period to review the implications of today's decision and receiving department views on any changes to the Selective Service Act that may be required as a result of this decision. So what happened initially, like what Adam was saying, is that this originally came from lifting gender-based restrictions for women in combat.
Which is
armed
what
combat.
women and feminists have been trying to do
Yes.
for about 20
If
years,
I
while
were-
the patriarchy has been crushing them and saying no.
Agreed.
Oh, yes.
As a woman,
I used the
if
word
I
patriarchy
wanted to
because that's what I
be
used earlier.
in combat, if I wanted to be fighting and part of the military, part of armed service, etc., I would want to be able to get any job I fucking want. Being told no, you don't have a penis, you're not allowed to be in this job, but you can be in this one because women are allowed to. That's fine. I think that's stupid that you can't sign up for certain services because you're a woman. That's bullshit.
Alvaro, what is your coffee bean?
Have you ever wanted to understand what the thinking is behind the leader of China, Xi Jinping,
No.
but just
the
couldn't really do it
Yes!
unless it were in musical form, preferentially rap form? Well, you're in luck. You're in luck because Xi Jinping has released a rap version of his policy for China.
Is this the real guy?
It is the real person, the real human
The
being,
real human being.
the real person, Xi Jinping, and how do you pronounce his name? I have trouble with that.
Play it because it might be copyrighted.
No, it doesn't matter. It's China.
They
They steal things from us.
Here, huh?
They steal things from us. We can steal things from them. That's fine. And we can certainly choose show us a small portion of it.
How long is it?
Like 2 minutes long.
If it's 2 minutes, only 10 seconds.
Yes.
Well, plus we need to be at.
We have to be somewhere.
We'll
3 minutes
post it. We'll post it.
Anyhow, Xi Jinping, there's a small child, and she's curious about what's going to happen to China, and he explains what his plan is for the future, to eliminate all of the bad economy, the corruption, and even help the environment.
Isn't it a tidbit like Nice little punchline.
Yeah,
It's sometimes a little longer than that.
It goes longer all the time.
So yes, if you want a rap version of Xi Jinping, he's actually it's on YouTube. You have a lot of them, and Xi Jinping has been doing this for a while. He has a lot of songs, one of which is actually in English and explaining the 5-year plans. And yeah, I recommend going there and seeing the animated version of the Chinese chairman.
All
Alright, so my coffee bean for this week is ketamine. Did you guys know that this drug may be the most effective treatment ever in treating severe depression?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, but they're saying that it could treat it faster than traditional antidepressants and even permanently, just reversing the chemical imbalance or something along those lines. But it's really, really interesting, and you should totally search it. I'm trying to go fast because it's a quick little coffee bean. They're in trials, so I don't know.
But doesn't
They
ketamine make you catatonic?
Let's hope not.
No, I didn't look up the side effects though. So anyway, but they're in animal trials, and they're moving on to human trials very shortly, or now even, I think.
I believe they are preparing to move on to human trials right now.
Yeah, they're preparing for it. But either way, it's supposed to be the cure to depression, so they're testing for that.
Well, that sounds
So
spooky.
I find that very suspicious, but also very interesting. So anyway, moving on.
Okay, Adam, what's your tidbit?
No, it's you.
Coffee bean.
Adam,
So Tony,
what's your coffee bean?
Tony, what's your coffee bean?
Tony doesn't have one.
I guess I'll just. Okay. So my coffee bean this week, I've been doing a lot of research into the Bay of Pigs situation from the '60s, and also into the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff. And it was interesting. Just going to stick with the Bay of Pigs really quick. That there was a lot of leaks in the intelligence agencies and stuff, and in the White House. It was just it was nuts. The Russians knew ahead of time about the raid onto the Bay of Pigs ahead of time, and they were even advertising on their radios and things like that. Public, on the news and everything like that. And also, there were also leaks because the Cuban exiles we were training were also going around talking to other people, too.
That's what I've heard about before.
And all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, and they knew that they were coming when they went onto that beach. All of a sudden, Castro's there, like, surprise! And then killing all the people.
I'm not sure Castro was personally there yelling surprise.
I know, but pretty much, It was interesting, the whole intelligence leak.
This seems to be a reoccurring thing throughout history, where government agencies have lots of people disobeying orders and leaking information and stuff like that all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still to this day. I mean, it's just crazy stuff.
Yeah. Good tidbit.
Yeah, very good tidbit.
You think they'd round them all up and shoot them?
Well, that's what Castro did for pretty much some of the people he captured.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But he was the enemy. He was the enemy. The enemy was rounding up the other group's people, not them rounding up their own. He's saying for discipline, they should be rounding up their own people and disciplining them.
Oh, yes.
I think everyone agrees they should discipline the enemy.
Yes.
Well, that's what a war is.
Okay, so there's my tidbit. I mean, my
coffee bean.
My coffee bean. There's my coffee bean. To you, Adam.
All right, so my coffee bean is... I'm a big fan of history. I always really like history.
Oh, that's interesting.
Everyone knows that I'm into history. I'm a history teacher. I'm reading a book right now. It's called Rubicon. It's by Tom Holland. It's a history of the Roman Republic and the fall of the Republic. So it covers the rise of the Republic and the brothers Gracchus, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus, the rise of Sulla and his campaign against Marius, leading into the triumvirate with Pompey, Crassus, and Caesar. And the big famous triumvirate with Julius Caesar and all those things. Everyone knows Julius Caesar. And it is fascinating. I've read other books on this subject before, and I like history, and some of the books on this subject are so dull. They make this seem like a really boring, bland, monochrome period in history.
Those are bad books.
This book is absolutely fascinating. It is keeping me on the edge of my seat. It's one of those books where I just want to keep reading and never want to quit. and I'll just stay awake for longer than I should reading it. It is an extremely good book, painting a very colorful, larger-than-life version of the Roman Republic and its descent into empire. And it's an absolutely fascinating book. It's called Rubicon. Rubicon.
Not related to the truck.
No.
The truck is related to the river. Now, I will be taking up that recommendation, by which I mean taking your book once you're finished.
That's all right. I actually just bought I like the author so much, I just bought 2 more of his books on Amazon, literally while we were recording this podcast. That's what I was doing on my computer for topic number 1.
No wonder you weren't participating quite as much as usual.
Yeah.
He was also
I
peeing.
like it. It's a good book.
No, don't.
That's topic number 2.
Oh yeah. So wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll be back on top number 2.
Anyway,
So grab a cup of
good
coffee.
night. And
That's our
have-
show. Thank you for listening. This has been the A&A Coffeehouse podcast. Once again, I am Adam Kincaid here with Anthony DeFranco, guest hosts Alvaro Gutierrez Valladares, John Barrymore, and our illustrious producer Ariel Ayers. Thank you very much. Come again next week.
Sayonara.
Grab a cup of coffee.
And tune in.